Well, that's how the vlog starts today. I woke up and had that lick in my ear. You don't even like me. You don't even like me, do you? Well, I woke up to an absolute civil war on Facebook. Unbelievable how some people are behaving and some of the things that are being said on there. Whatever. If you choose to write off all of your friends and family for things they believe, go for it. Somebody asked me on YouTube what got me interested in acting. Okay, well, here goes. I grew up in the 80s, so best movies of all time. Some of the first movies I ever remember seeing were, surprisingly, Revenge of the Nerds. My mom always used to tell me to close my eyes. And, what else was a big one? Revenge of the Nerds was a huge one. Another big one for me was a musical called Pirates of Penzance. Every Sunday, most of our family, a lot of times would meet up at my grandma's house, and she would cook a big Sunday lunch and everything. And my aunt would always come to do her laundry, and she would always bring this VHS of Pirates of Penzance, and it's starring Kevin Kline, and he plays this bumbling pirate, and Linda Ronstadt's in it. It's hilarious. So those kind of things got me in it. I grew up watching TBS after school, so I was really into old sitcoms and things like that. And then but I just never thought I was good looking enough, or that you had to be, I didn't even know what a character actor was, but I just didn't think I would ever be an actor. So but I always had interest. I always loved baseball. I always loved singing. I always loved wrestling, and I always loved acting in TV. So in a weird way, it all kind of rolls up into one. They're all kind of, in a weird way, the same thing. So at various stages of my life, I go through periods where I'm really focusing on one and really focusing on another. Wrestling, not so much. That was more of when I was in junior high and stuff, but elementary school and going into junior high. But wanting to do music, I'll always love music. It's just sometimes you do something long enough and you really want to do something else, and that's just what happened to me. So all those things kind of combined got me into to acting. Another movie that I really loved as a kid, which is kind of surprising, was Cheech and Chong's Nice Dreams. I didn't even know what weed was, but I just knew that the comedy was funny, and my dad had those movies and we used to watch them, so I love that kind of stuff. And then when I met Shelly, she just flat out said, you're supposed to be an actor, so no matter how long it takes, you're going to be an actor, and you should just accept that, and that's what you were meant to do with your life. So however long it takes, I guess I'll just have to work on that until it gets there. Hope that answers your question a little bit. If you're not going to bring it back. Oh, okay, I guess you did bring it back. So today is actually going to be a pretty hectic day for me, because I'm working today at 3 p.m. in San Pedro on something, and then tomorrow I'm working a catering gig in Santa Monica, pretty much from 4 until 1 a.m. So that's pretty much what I'll be doing today. I'm gonna hurry up and go hit what I was gonna vlog today anyway. I'm just gonna hit that on the way, and we'll still get to do it. I wanted to go to the Colonial House today, so go to the Colonial House, and then I'm going to work. Well, today we're out in West Hollywood again because I really wanted to go to this place. We're going to the Colonial House Apartments. The address is 1416 Havenhurst. And I've known about this place for about 15 years. 12 to 15 years. This was, how I found out about it was, I knew that Carole Lombard and Clark Gable and William Powell all lived here. At the time, William Powell and Carole Lombard were married. This place is pretty cool, but this is not it. They were married at the time, but everybody has lived here. And when I say everybody, I'm going to start giving you a list of names, and you tell me if I forget anything. Mabel Normand, Clark Gable, William Powell, Myrna Loy, Tim Burton, Sandra Bullock, Julia Roberts, Hugh Grant, who else? Yeah, it's a historical building, all right. Right there's the sign for it. Now, can you believe that? This place. Now, I have no idea, no possible way of knowing what apartments they all lived in. But this, apparently, anybody who lives here has become a star or is known for something. And it's pretty crazy that so many famous people have lived here. Also among the people that lived here, Betty Davis, Marion Davies. I mean, isn't that nuts? That it's just crazy to me that this has been the home of so many influential people in our pop culture, especially in film. Now they have a little plaque that I'm going to go zoom in on, show us that it's registered with the National Historical Places. Now, how cool is that? There's the front door. People like Clark Gable would have used when they were walking in. And here is the ultra tiny little driveway. Like I said, Clark Gable, William Powell, Myrna Loy, Carol Lombard, Betty Davis, Marion Davies, Tim Burton, Julia Roberts. Look up this address, the Colonial House, 1416 Havenhurst. I think you might be blown away by all the famous people that have lived here. Here's a pretty good view of the Colonial House from across the street. All the buildings on this street are pretty cool looking. I always love stuff like this. Anything that's Spanish or French Normandy or really anything like that, you win me over with architecture every time. Now this place is called the Don Quixote. And they have a pretty cool looking statue I can see right through the door. So inside this building, in apartment 410.5, well, the address 410.5, the La Ronda building, apartment 11, Cary Grant lived in here, and Betty Davis also lived in this building. She lived in, see this has many addresses, from 1400 to 1414, and then there's apartments on the inside of each one of those. Let me show you what I was talking about, this statue of Don Quixote. Wow. Yep. Cary Grant would have been walking through there at one point in his life. Betty Davis. Wow. This looks like it would have been another entrance that they've closed up. That's it. Oh, and one other person that lived at the Colonial House that I forgot to say, and it's the whole reason that it reminded me to come here. F. Scott Fitzgerald. Clark Gable. William Powell, F. Scott Fitzgerald. Like 3 of my all-time favorite human beings. Incredible. Well, I washed my windshield yesterday, but a lot of good it did. On our way to San Pedro. I'm not a real big fan of heights, as you guys know, so I don't really like going over this bridge, but I think I have to. I'm not sure. Can't drive through San Pedro without thinking of the Minutemen. Double Nickels on the Dime album. Neil used to play that all the time, and they had a line in there, they say 2 corn dogs from San Pedro, and he always used to quote that, so I always think of the Minutemen. If I had to sum up San Pedro in a nutshell, this would be it. I was going down a hill and I just saw that and I just stopped and I said, that's pretty much it, that's San Pedro. I actually used to spend a little bit of time here. I was really close to a girl that lived here, and I don't know. I never really hear from her, and whenever I try to make plans, she always kind of cancels them last minute, so we don't hang out anymore. But yeah, San Pedro's a pretty cool place. Lots of things to do. There's a Korean Bell up here I might swing by and look at real quick. As a man who loves his basketball, I don't think you could find a better court than this. Look at that. Right off the water. It's called the Friendship Bell. It was established in July 4th, 1976 here. That pigeon sitting up there just hanging out. And there's one over here on this corner too. But not that corner. Let's take a look. How cool is that? You can actually get a little closer to it, and I can walk over to where you ring the bell. Not ring the bell, you know. Because this is not like pushing a doorbell. This is a monster mallet. Can you see all the cool engravings and embossings on there? So cool. And it goes down into like a little cavern. We're gonna go ahead and get out of here, and I'm gonna get to work. There you go. Bet you didn't expect to see something like that today, did you guys? I forget exactly where it is on here, on this property, but they also have like kind of a marine base, and what it was they would use it to look out for other ships coming in, and there were actually like guns that poke out of a wall and everything. I forget where that's at. I think it's down the hill, but I just don't have time to go to it today. Sorry guys, we'll save that for another vlog. Today we'll just do the friendship bell. Orange sunset. Man, isn't that beautiful? Now I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's Catalina Island. And that's a raccoon staring at me. What up, kid? I'm just looking at Catalina. Don't take it personal. Hey, when I had my very first girlfriend out here, she brought me out here late at night one night and called this sunken city. And if you can tell, there's ways of getting down in there, and there's actually some caves down there. And people go down there at night and they drink and party and hang out, and there's actually trails. And I totally forgot about that until now. I remember us walking out and getting out here. You know, to be honest, it looks more dangerous than it actually is. I remember us going down here, and it really wasn't that dangerous. See, even though they have all these signs that say no trespassing and everything, there's still people out here trespassing. It's pretty easy to get over there. See, if you look right over there, you can actually go right underneath those bars, but then there's also a trail. You don't even have to use the bars. You can use this trail right beside it to get down there. Alright, well, I'm wrapped. And I had a request, since some people on my Facebook saw that I'm down in San Pedro today. They want me to go to Charles Bukowski's house. So I'm gonna go there now. It's probably gonna be dark, but since I'm here, we're gonna go. Bukowski. This is the house that he lived in for the last 15 years of his life, and he wrote Ham on Rye there. So cool. Well, unfortunately, you can't see a whole lot, but this is Charles Bukowski's house. It's really, they said it was gonna be covered in like 6 foot worth of shrubbery, but that's where he lived, 1148. And the cool thing that I mean, unless it's changed, was that, now from what I understand, she kept everything the same as it was when he died, and plans to try and turn this into like a museum. She left the upstairs where his writing room was untouched. She's donated some of his manuscript stuff, some of his writings, to the Huntington Library, but the rest of it she keeps here. So I'm sorry that we couldn't see a whole lot more, but somebody asked for it, and I had seen online they said don't even bother because you can't see anything, but I wanted to give you guys a little bit of something. I mean, it's Charles Bukowski. And there is the driveway that he writes about in Secret of My Endurance, where he talks about the 6 foot bushes and the long driveway that leads to the 2-car garage. That's the garage. I'm sorry I couldn't show you guys more of Bukowski's house. I promise at some point I will, I'll come out here and I'll go to his grave, and I'll go to that house during the day so we can see a little bit more. But since somebody requested it and I was working down here, I wanted to swing by and give you guys a little something of it. So good night, vlog over.